No, Duncan, no.
What?
No, it's not
What?
the Twilight Zone. It's the
Oh,
late
oh.
horror show. Yeah, that's what it is.
I was wrong. No, it's not the Twilight Zone. It's
The
what?
late horror show.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's what it is.
Yeah, you're now watching, the late horror show. Enjoy.
1 hour into this movie. One hour.
1 hour wasted that I'll never get back.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Late Horror Show! Redrum, episode 7. Suspiria, remakes, and reboots, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I am pissed off, you guys. I'm just...
Why? I ask why.
We were cracking up right before it started here. Ted, you're cracking me up with that hat. Oh, he's a bulldog.
Yeah,
yeah. Oh, we're going to talk a little bit about the new Suspiria. I don't know if you want to ramble or you want me to ramble.
Well, I think it's
first,
funny that...
Go ahead.
We don't script anything.
No, we never do.
We don't watch the movies at the same time.
Yep.
We come in fresh and we talk.
Oh, I get where you're going.
We just talked briefly before we rolled. And it's funny that I said, did you even watch the whole movie?
You texted me, yeah.
Yeah, I texted you. Sorry. Yeah, this was a text. Forgive me. And I said, I watched about an hour of it, and it didn't really do anything for me. He texts back, same here. And then when I come over here, I said what part I clicked it off at, and he said, oh my God, it was like the same part I did too. So we gave it about the same amount of time, and it didn't do a damn thing for me. I didn't see the point of it at all.
No,
but,
the new Suspiria 2018. Yeah, it is funny that. Yeah, I think right about an hour in is when we both exactly almost to the scene turned it off and said, "Screw this."
You did.
And let me preface this with, okay, I may be becoming that person that
I've been a long time.
That just, hey, I'm done with new movies.
I'm the stay off my grass guy sitting on his porch. Get off my grass! Your music sucks!
Let me put it this way. I'm not done with new movies, okay? Because there's some I really like. I love The Quiet Place. It Follows is 2014.
That's still
newer. So there's some new movies out there, but these remake. Let me tell you something, Hollywood, and I know people, they're going to have excuses for why this is good, and I get it. The new people
can't convince me.
The new generation, this is good for them because they've never seen the original. Well, you know what? Fuck you, man. Go back and watch the classic. They're called classics, right, Ted? For a reason. They are classic. Dario Argento, 1977, made Suspiria, made something groundbreaking, beautiful, artistic. Let me tell you something. They made this new film.
Testify.
I don't know. You can say they tried. Whatever kind of art they tried to do in this film. First of all, people were saying the colors were a little bit more opposite and toned down. It looked like a freaking plain old movie.
It's just a drabby old regular movie.
Yeah, there was no tones or nothing like that.
There's a lack of color.
Yeah.
The part that I watched. But they're two totally different experiences.
Again, I'm sick of people saying this, Ted. And I'm sorry, I'm a little pissed off.
Wow.
I was really excited.
Off.
I was really excited to watch Suspiria, the new Suspiria. Okay? Because the story is really great, and I love the original. And I'm not hating because I love the original. Again, leave the classics the frick alone, okay? I mean, that's all I'm saying. If you can't do a good job at rebooting, reimagining, then just screw it and leave it alone.
It's a good take.
It's
a hardcore take.
Yeah, I mean,
You just laid it all on the table.
The artistics, it just wasn't there. The story, they were trying to be all over the place. I did not like this interpretation of the screenplay and the story. And I'll let you chime in here because I've got much more to say about this.
I was just saying what I said before. It's
the Masonic shit at the beginning, but go ahead.
There's two totally different experiences. This is a movie with a story. The original Suspiria, I saw as more of a sensory experience, and maybe that's why I
There's
love
a
it so
story
much.
there too, though.
There is a story, but there's sound, the music,
Oh,
the
yeah.
colors, the vision, the mood. It's almost more of a just an experience
right.
with some movie in there. And
right.
I mean, because the original Suspiria is certainly not the most plotted out. It's not War and Peace. It's not the most plotted out story either.
Watch what you say there,
But-
Boxay.
and I love it.
Okay.
But it's because of, and I think it's why like my son, except for the one violent part at the beginning there, I don't let him see. He loves it, and I think it's because of that, the colors, the music, the feeling that it gives. And I just didn't get that feeling. I wasn't as
It was
excited
an
as you.
artistic piece, the original. And
Yes,
yeah.
yes, it was an art piece,
Yes.
and I wasn't as excited to watch as you. I mean, I wanted to see it,
I
but I
did
wasn't
too.
like Jones. And I mean,
I know you weren't as Jonesing as much as
let me
I
just
was,
put it
but-
this way: in my 40s, I'm not old, but I've been around the block enough to know, as far as entertainment,
Yeah.
I know what I like.
Right.
And
And
I know
and
what
you know
will
what
appeal
would-
to me.
Right, and what you'd give a chance to.
Right.
So, yeah.
And just because I do a horror show
Right.
doesn't mean that I'm going to go and give every horror movie a chance.
Right.
And maybe there's a gold nugget out there, but I know what I like. And I typically like gothic stories. That's why I'm a big fan of Vincent Price and Hammer films. And for me to really like a horror movie, there has to be some element, not always, not 100% of the time, but typically there has to be some kind of supernatural element, because that gets me intrigued and that makes me come back to it.
Well, Suspiria, the new Suspiria,
And Suspiria
had that
has
a little
that,
bit.
and the new one does too. But
I think they were all
for some
over the
reason,
place. And
the actors, the
No.
pace of the movie is definitely. And
Yeah.
hey, I can watch a 4-hour movie.
Can
you
I
know.
talk about Tilda Swinton too? What the fuck has everybody got a boner over this woman for?
Do people think she's
she's-
good looking?
No, just that she's Oscar worthy, great performance. Okay, she dressed like a man.
I liked her better in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe as the Snow
Yeah,
Queen.
same here. But I mean, get over her, man. I mean, I've seen her. This movie, she certainly is not one of her better performances. Right. And because she dresses up like a man at the beginning, an old man. First of all, she didn't do that great a job at it. Okay,
I mean, I think it was just a choice that they made. I don't think it has anything to do with her character.
I'm sorry, I'm saying everything that's annoyed me about that movie. And her dressing up like an old man just because she's such a great actress and let's put her in there. She freaking was walking like... Old men don't walk like that. I mean, just
Is that what
walk.
she thinks an old man walks like?
Yeah, I mean, just
like
walk.
he's got a load in his pants?
Yeah, just walk.
She's walking like his balls are hanging down
And
his knees.
I'm gonna pretend I'm a bull-legged old man with big old same.
I mean, when she was the teacher,
It's
like
just,
during some of the
come on.
dance scenes, okay, she had some intensity to her,
Well,
a little bit.
even that a little
And
bit.
I know
got
some of
to
people
me,
will
but-
say, "Oh, you guys didn't watch it all," but you know what? Like I said, I
Yeah.
know what I like,
Yeah.
and I'll give any movie an hour. And if I give you an hour of my time and you're not gripping me in
Yep.
with the story, I'm turning you off.
Right.
And that goes for any movie.
Same here.
I've walked out of many movies. We've walked out together in movies, got our money back.
I don't. I can probably count on one hand how many movies I've just quit after a while. And this,
You'll
I'm
watch,
like,
I don't.
I'm like, this length of this, I'm done right here. I'm like, there's no reason I need to continue on. I mean,
It wasn't gripping me. I mean, I love the story, but this particular adaptation wasn't really doing it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't damn anybody for liking it, but I mean, I just hope you have
Again-
watched the original as well. And
yeah.
you
Please
know,
go watch the classic.
you're kind of like me today.
I know,
You're
I'm
going
being-
hardcore.
Well,
But
well,
our time is more valuable than some of you guys' maybe. Not all of you may have a job or have families. I got 3 little kids running around. When I got time to watch a movie,
Yeah.
I expect to be entertained, or watch a comfort movie, or something.
And not be
when I watch something new
confused about
and it wastes my time,
right.
I'm not going to be real friendly towards you.
Yeah, and I believe that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to be a little out there because of the original one, and with a little bit of story. And the girl coming in the beginning, the Tilda Swinton being that old man, that what's her name coming in the beginning, throwing down the Masonic book, symbols, and
I think it wasn't so much. I think it was the eye, and because she was flipping pictures over it, because like they
Yeah.
could see her.
But to me,
So she was flipping because the
there was
Masonic symbol. There was the eye.
to me, whether it was a studio, whoever was in charge of putting that little Masonic book there, there's a little bit of underlying. I won't even get it into that deep shit that where symbolism in horror movies or movies in general, come along with the whole.
We need a really good movie that tells the truth about Freemasons. That's
Shit like that. Yeah, true. But other than that, it's like
it's not all what you think. Some of it is, but it's not all what you think.
But even when what's her tits came in and to the dance studio and cry, oh, I'm accepted. They're going to. I can go in the dorms. I mean, when she comes in with that dance and she says, I can do it. And what's her other tits is in the other room.
What's her?
Getting
all twisted.
Locked in the mirror room, getting all twisted because the magic touch.
Yes.
I'm going to make
some interesting effect there, though. I'll give it that. Some interesting effect. It didn't look completely fake.
I didn't enjoy it though. I thought it was stupid, irrelevant,
there's something to be said for the simplicity of the original.
Of mood and scare,
colors, the unsettling feeling you get, which I think is mostly from the music and just the little whispers you hear in the hallways. And I'm the one that introduced you to the movie. You hadn't seen it before,
right?
It's a movie I've loved for a long time. I sought it out. It took a long time for me to even find.
And I'm ready to go watch more Dario Argento.
He's got some. I would recommend that. Bird with the Crystal Plumage, Deep Red,
Phenomena.
Inferno. If you like bugs, watch Phenomena. I'm not a big fan of bugs.
Yeah.
If you like a jailbait, Jennifer Connelly, she's in it too. That was before Labyrinth, though.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say go after everything Dario Argento's done, but
again,
those ones that I mentioned, you absolutely can't go wrong with.
But again, am I wrong in thinking, why keep redoing? And this is where I'm going to talk a little bit about the reboots and reimaginings, as they're calling it now, because Hollywood's become so freaking lazy.
Well, they know what'll make money.
Well, again,
and there's a big nostalgia kick right now. That's
Yeah,
why
I
you've
think
got
that's
all
what's
these
going on.
shows
But
taking
am I
place
wrong?
in the 80s.
Yeah.
And, I mean...
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, and there's certain movies I've liked. I actually really liked the remake of it. I mean, The Clown was a different story.
Well, I call that a readaptation. I don't call it a remake. It's a readaptation.
Well, same thing.
There's
and this
a
is what
book-
I'm trying to get to.
Well, I guess, because some people get mad every time they hear about another version of a movie coming out. If it's based on a book...
And when you rip
never have
on
a
it like
problem.
we're doing, they're like going... What do you care? It's just another movie out
it
there.
is.
True.
And it is.
But
that takes the place of something
it wastes-
original that can come out.
And it wastes my time.
And it wastes my time.
Like this, like Suspiria. I was looking forward to their reimagining of it. So I'm almost getting to the point
I
of
could have
giving...
been watching a Hammer movie.
I'm almost getting to the point of giving up. And it's not... I just want them to...
I pretty much have.
I want them to just kind of like start focusing on making some good ass movies. You know what I mean? And
there are some, but they're just harder to find.
Leave the classics alone. Am I wrong, Ted?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Just leave them. Leave them be.
Unless you really think you can bring something new to the table.
And that's where I'll rebuttal everybody out there who's looking at me saying, screw you. They should be able to reimagine things, reboot, which they're doing to Chucky, and I'll get to it. Gremlins is their script is finalized, it says. We'll see. Ghostbusters, we'll talk about that in a second. But, again, unless I'm giving up on thinking they're going to do these things good, because I've been disappointed so many times. And, again, is it a generational thing? Because these younger people now think that these movies are great? And
it is.
Well, I'll tell you what, Suspiria, do you think this new movie is going to become a classic down the road? I don't think so.
No.
Do you think the new Halloween is going to down the road be a classic? No. Is there anything else? Let's touch on Ghostbusters. What are they thinking of
It's supposed to be
doing
a
this or
direct continuation of the original two. That's what I had read. It did not say about the original characters coming back, so I suspect they could be recasted.
Yeah.
And plus you got Harold Ramis, who's passed on, So no Egon. And
But won't be
Egon
a
was
classic.
one of the, he was kind of like the core of the group,
Right.
And Rick Moranis is retired from films. He's got a family, and so we haven't seen him in quite a while. I mean, I think he's done some things, but we don't see him like we used to. And I mean, I don't know. And I think Reitman's son is the one who's going to direct the film or whatever, and it's fine. If it's a direct.
Is it fine? Aren't you just sick and tired of it?
I don't have
They
to
did
go
the
see
female version.
Which I took my daughter to go see.
Now they're gonna.
She wanted to go see it. I didn't like it. She did. I didn't like it.
I see, and this is where I'm saying, am I getting to the point to where I'm just so, jaded?
Well, let me think.
Or what's going on here?
I think back to my parents. And, when I was coming
Because
up,
I hate to keep coming across like
they
this.
didn't like all the movies I watched. They didn't like all the music I listened to. But yet, as I've gotten older, I appreciate more the things that they liked.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, because I'm just like an oldie when it comes to that movies and music and stuff anyway. But, like, I'd say music affects me more than the movies do. I don't like hardly any new music. I mean, the stuff my kids want to listen to, sometimes I'll be like,
I don't really.
well,
I take that back.
I'll be the first to admit,
I'm a music lover. There's stuff out there I like, so yeah.
There is stuff. Yeah. But what is considered popular music?
Yeah.
Or, what's passing for good hard rock and stuff here
music
in the States, I don't like it. If there's any newer bands I listen to, they're typically from Europe. And I have to import their stuff.
Oh yeah, we'll stop talking about music.
But I guess what I'm getting to is that I do believe it's a generation. We saw things at a impressionable age.
Right.
We saw movies when movies were the entertainment.
Yeah.
Nowadays, a lot of people have phones and they're used to social media and getting things, immediately.
Right.
And we didn't have this. We didn't have these supercomputers.
Yeah.
They're really cool, but I didn't have them when I was coming up. And, I mean, you take kids that are younger than the people doing these shows like we do now. Yeah. Take like kids that are in junior high school now or something like that. Some of them don't even watch movies.
I know, right?
It's like, I don't watch a movie. They're used to little bite-sized chunks.
It's a YouTube generation now.
And, the idea of sitting there and watching a movie is pretty foreign, Like, I'm not going to sit there for an hour and a half, 2 hours and watch a movie. Most of them won't do that.
But stuff I'm talking about like now, like Suspiria and stuff like that, and like the new Ghostbusters that's being talked about. I mean, technically, it's the older... Well, they're trying to get a new fan base, and they're trying to keep the old fan base. But I'm telling you, they're screwing the old fan base, I think, and... Well, not to everybody. It's just me, guys. I don't know. If you differ in opinion, put it down there. I don't know, in the comments below.
As long as I've got my DVD or Blu-ray copy, my hard copy of what I love, they can make whatever they want.
And Gremlins. What's your thoughts on that? It's supposed to be a dark and twisted take.
I love Gremlins.
Again, I'll tell you, if that's the case, Ted, I'm all in. But again...
It's got to be. It can't be like a straight up horror movie. It's got to be tinged with that comedy.
Hell yeah!
And it's got to have this guy in it.
It's got to have
all right.
in it.
If I don't have this little guy in there,
hell yeah!
And hey, I mean, I don't know what's his nuts that played Billy Peltzer.
What's his cocks?
What's his name?
What's his?
I don't know what the hell his name is. I forgot.
Cock Johnson. I don't know.
If he's not doing anything, let's get him on board.
Oh, Joe Dante?
Well, no, the actor.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. Forgive me. I love your work. I like Jim Wax's work too. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Your name slipped my mind.
Yeah, commentary we did too. No, I hear you.
And if we can get Joe Dante to direct it, because he made 2 fantastic Gremlins movies.
Well, the script they say is finalized, so I would think they have some kind of inkling on who they're going.
Now, if it's a direct continuation,
it's just news that I've just heard today, actually, which is odd.
I would give a new Gremlins movie a chance if it was a direct continuation.
Good for you.
If you got Howie Mandel doing Gizmo's voice and
good
all
for
that,
you.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
because I love Gremlins. That was a movie I absolutely fell in love with when I saw it.
See, that's a movie I'd probably... yeah.
But if it ends up being swill,
which
is always a
again.
possibility, then I have the ability to just compartmentalize it in my mind, get rid of it, and I'll just stick with what I got.
Oh, of course. I mean,
And,
this is us just
But this is why
ranting again.
right, and
just,
this is why I'm an
BS.
advocate, which a lot of people don't do, but I think a lot of genre and horror fans probably do.
Yeah.
Is this is why I advocate collecting movies. You know, if
Mm-hmm.
you're a movie lover or whatever, buy it when it comes
Movie
out.
lover.
Buy those Blu-rays when they
Oh,
come out.
yeah.
And take care of them,
Yep.
because they're not always going to be available on streaming, or you're not going to pay for 18 different services so you can watch all the movies you want to watch.
Right.
And then you've got it. You
Yeah.
own it. You can watch it whenever you want. You can back it up to your computer, make a
Yep.
copy of it if you want.
Agreed, brother. Preach.
And that's what you should do. And then you just have...
Get my
all right,
still books.
I use Star Wars as an example. I hate what they did with the original Star Wars trilogy. Hate it.
Yeah.
I go over to ldsentertainment.com. I'm giving them a little plug here. You pay your $60, and you will get a beautiful, as close to the original trilogy as you're going to be. Money can buy right
Yeah.
now,
Yep.
and with all the extras that you would want, and even some extras that weren't in the box sets that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. And I got rid of every other Star Wars thing I owned as far as movies go, and that's
Good
what
for
I
you.
have.
Good for you.
And the rest is gone. Go ahead, make as many of them as
Fun-
you
it's-
want.
it's funny how
Go
you
make
can-
episode
yeah.
28, 30, whatever. I don't care. I don't gotta
Yeah.
watch it because I got this.
It's funny how I mean you can do that, but there's a lot of people out there who can. It's like
They get so mad about it.
No, or even it doesn't matter how bad the new Star Wars movie is. It's part of the Star Wars universe, and God help me, man. It's going to be part of my life now
They
because
can suck it.
because
Prequels suck. New
whatever,
ones suck.
whatever. So that's
Rogue
the,
One, they try to do a CGI Peter Cushing. If,
That's
if,
our
if
half-
they had that in
yeah.
the middle of the movie or the beginning, I'd have walked out. But they put it smack dab last damn scene in the movie.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I had to watch it. But now, I don't have to watch it ever again. I didn't even watch Han Solo. I didn't watch that movie.
I didn't watch that one. That's supposed to be real bad. People love The Last Jedi. I didn't. I thought it was a comedy.
Let me tell
but
you,
anyways,
I wouldn't hit
whatever.
a dead dog in the ass with The Last Jedi. And then after I
Ted,
did watch
peop-
it, you told me go watch all the interviews with Mark Hamill. I'm like, Mark Hamill wouldn't hit a dead dog in the ass with this movie.
But plenty of people out there will give this a 10 out of 10.
Well,
But anyways, again,
that's all.
if
You know,
it's Star
it's all
Wars,
relative.
I mean, whether you got glaucoma or what's
Yeah,
going on.
I mean, some people are retarded
something's-
and some people aren't.
But anyways, I won't go that far. I mean, I mean, maybe they got a little problem.
Well, if they give it a 10
But
out
anyway.
of 10, I mean, it might as well be quirky on Life Goes On. And they probably don't even know what the hell I'm talking about there.
Again, I had to get this out today. I really wanted to go balls to the wall with
You felt like
Suspiria
you
and
really
felt like
got ripped off, didn't you?
I did. I really did. And I know a lot of people put good reviews out there about the movie and how the storyline went, and I thought it was just people being half-assed, crazy.
If it had interested me
shit,
more
but,
in the first
you know,
hour, I'd have kept watching. But you know
Yeah.
what? I felt myself losing interest, and I have an attention span of a mountain, and I can focus on just about anything
Right.
if I'm
Yeah.
interested.
Yeah.
And
And just remakes
No.
in general, reboots. This is my rant video
But there's a
again on
handful that are
just
good.
shit. Ryan,
for instance, we were going to talk about Willard in an upcoming show, the
Yeah.
2002, 2003, whatever, with Crispin Glover.
well,
You know, I certainly like it more than the original. I wouldn't want to have a steady diet of that movie, but I liked it. You know,
we'll talk
John
about that.
Carpenter's thing, you know,
Well, yeah.
which is actually kind of a little bit more of a continuation of the original.
Yeah,
than you know, but once in a while, you might get something that's decent. The Fly, you know, I probably, even though I love both.
Well, can I throw this out there?
Mhm.
What are your favorite remakes or reimagining movies from the old classics? They were done when?
Done in the 80s.
Mostly in the 80s,
Yes.
right? That's when, they actually gave a shit, I think, and practical, like, effects were there.
Practical
and
effects, man.
it
It
was
makes
just-
all the difference in the world. Practical
Yeah.
effects.
80s was just
CG
a
doesn't
decade.
hold. I watched a commercial the other day
CG
that had Thanos in it, you know, from the Avengers. And when I saw him walking towards, I just looked at it and said, that looks so cheap and looks like a damn video game. 10 years from now,
Yeah.
you're going to watch that and go, my God, it looks like crap. Whereas it's been almost 20 years.
Well, look at a Phantom
Since-
Menace, man. The CGI
Right.
in that doesn't hold
It's
up.
been
I mean,
almost 20 years since the first Lord of the Rings movie.
Mm-hmm.
And even though there is some CGI in it that, doesn't hold up as well as it did when we saw it.
How many years?
Almost, well, it came out in 2001.
Holy
in
crap.
2 years, it's 18 years old.
No way.
Yeah. Almost 18 years
Can't
old.
believe it's been that
I
long.
know. Remember we went to go see that Midnight movie
Yeah.
when it first came out? Remember that?
Wow.
But because so much of it was done on locations and with real practical effects
Mm-hmm.
and miniatures, bigatures, and all that.
Bigatures.
Well, that's what they called them.
Yeah.
Like in the Mines of Moria and stuff like that.
Right.
Because of that, it's just got a tactile, tangible quality to it that I think will carry it through many more years.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when he did those Hobbit movies, relied way more on CGI, where you can even tell the green screen behind them at times, and it took me out of the movie.
Right.
And I didn't care for it as much.
Yeah.
I don't even own them. Well, I own them digitally, but not in hard copy form. But I wouldn't dream of not owning Lord of the Rings. I mean, just because, and like I said, some of the CGI, whatever. It's not all. I'm not sucking its dick completely.
No, I know. I get
Not
it.
to completion.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it holds up a lot better
Yeah.
than, say, a movie that just came out 2 summers ago. That I
No,
just saw some clips for on
No,
TV.
right. I know.
Because everything's so busy and
Let
cartoony.
me tell you, the decade of the 80s, first of all, was just, so many things came from the 80s, and so many good movies from the 80s. But
Well, that's why it's a big kick now. Everything, it had to take place in the 80s, even though in the book it took place in the 50s.
right.
But the book came out in the 80s.
I get the
and the people who
nostalgia.
are reading it,
Yeah.
probably would have been kids in the 50s.
Right.
So, and we weren't too far removed, and we were only like 20 years removed from the 50s. So it wasn't that when we were little, it wasn't that long ago. So we can kind of appreciate
Well, hell,
that.
I'm a lover of every decade. Like, we go back to the
Well,
silence.
except now.
Yeah, I love everything from the silence. No, there's movies I like nowadays, but I mean, if we just get into this little reimagining, rebooting, rethink, which they're going crazy on, I think I'm just getting a little fed up with it, and so I mean that's basically what I'm ranting
any
about.
movies
I'm just
that
fed up with
really
it. That's all.
tick you off if they remade.
Again,
I'm not talking like holy grail ones like Star Wars or anything, but is there like a
these
movie that you really like?
Again, you guys will tell me, just let them. There's nothing wrong with a remake, and
That you would take it as a personal affront.
the Burbs never
Burbs?
remake the
I knew you were going to
Burbs.
say that.
Never remake the Burbs.
That was on TV the other day. We were watching it.
I don't even know if I'd want them to like make a second movie, like say, oh my God, Tom Hanks is still around and stuff like that. Let's
him
make
back.
the Revenge of the Klopex. No, I don't even think I want that.
Oh, we don't have. What's his name? He died.
Oh yeah.
What's his name?
Bruce Dern.
No, not Bruce Dern. The other guy.
Is he still alive?
Was it Ray? Who? No, Ray. His name wasn't Ray. What was his?
Oh, he died. He's got a gun.
What was Tom Hanks's movie in the?
Oh God,
He was
whatever.
Ray-
Whatever.
Anyway.
Yeah, I get you.
But anyway, he died just a few years ago.
Yeah, that is right. That is right. But yeah, that. What else wouldn't I really want them to remake? I'm trying to think, man. Most of the '80s movies, it's like leave them alone. Never remake Pretty in Pink, please don't. I mean, I know we're talking horror here, but like a Breakfast Club, which are movies I don't think any of the John Hughes movies will ever get remade because who knows? They remade Grease,
Yes.
Dirty Dancing. But please don't, please.
I don't care.
Horror-wise, I'm not sure. Hey, I'm just ranting. This is it.
I think my thing more is when they recast iconic roles. So
That
here's where
too.
Ghostbusters would come in. If they try to recast
the whole
Bill
thing.
Murray, Dan Aykroyd, or when they recast Han Solo. And even though I haven't watched the movie, I've seen lots of clips from it.
Oh, he acts
Every
just like Solo. He acts just like Harrison Ford.
Ford's a top. Like if they tried to recast Indiana Jones.
It's like wanting to watch Rich
You
Little
can't.
or whoever else impersonates people
Right.
nowadays. It's like
Harrison
just go
Ford
see that.
in those like Indiana Jones and Han Solo. You can study it all you want, but you're not Harrison Ford. You can't do it. You could talk to him. You could have him sit there right on set and tell you what to do,
Right.
and you can do it, but you're still not him.
Yep.
And so I think maybe that's more my problem, when they want to continue a franchise, but they recast the character. Now, the only time it works is James Bond.
Well, right.
That's the only time it really works for, and that's the one exception to the rule.
That is. There are some exceptions because...
And even with the James Bond sort of being rebooted, I still enjoy, from A to Z, every James Bond movie. And that's a franchise that, you know, I feel a little bad because I'll probably be dead someday, and there'll still be James Bond movies.
That's a little bit different than these remakes or reboots, I think, because even what's the other one? Like Mission Impossible, it's a continuing storyline and you know, of the same character. Same with
but they haven't recast
Matt Damon.
They haven't recast his character. With
Bourne,
another actor.
With Jason Bourne and
well,
stuff.
They did with Jason Bourne. There was the one with like Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, but then they brung Matt Damon back because they said, "Hey, no." But anyways,
but for some reason that works with the James Bond movies.
Yeah.
I think right when they start getting stale, or the actor starts getting bored, they bring a fresh person on, and it reinvigorates the series. The only, you know, I would have loved to see George Lazenby do a couple more movies, just because. If you know anything about him and how he got that role, the guy had such balls. And I personally would have loved to see Timothy Dalton do a couple more, because I thought he plays him probably closest to the book. If you've read any of the James Bond novels,
I don't know why
I challenge you, man. Watch License to Kill again. It's a fantastic movie.
Watch it again, okay. I mean, I love all the James Bond movies, but you know, but again,
icy, and that's what's cool about him. No humor, really, not much. No. And I love License to Kill, one of my favorites.
So again, hopefully no hate, guys. It's just me with an opinion. If you guys got differing opinions, so be it. I mean, I used to get so irritated, but you know what now? I've got a movie collection. I just watch what I like. Yeah. And well, we're going back to the 80s. This channel's hitting the 80s stuff.
I don't waste my time with a lot of stuff that I know isn't going to interest me. There's lots of horror movies. You know, you flip through Netflix, there's hundreds of them. And maybe there's some of them that are great, but I know what I like. And if I read a description and it don't tick off certain boxes, I'm not even going to give it a chance.
I know.
All right? I don't like people killing each other just for, you know, chop, killing. I don't dig that stuff.
Yeah, gore porn,
And, you know, like I said, there's plenty that have ghosts and spirits, and that's all cool and all, but it has to be tempered with that gothic feel to it, those big houses, those misty graveyards. And I love monsters. I love the classic.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it doesn't necessarily mean like a vampire movie. I like Dracula. I like Frankenstein, werewolf. You know, I like that kind of stuff. And once in a while, I'll give a werewolf movie a shot because I don't think there's enough of them.
Hey,
and there's been some recent ones that aren't bad.
There's good movies out there. I mean, don't get me
Late
wrong.
Phases. I liked Late Phases. The effects aren't as great, but the story was good.
This is all about me venting a bit here about the whole reimagining of stories that are classics, okay? Not just, you know, hey, a movie that nobody's ever heard of and they're going to remake it and it's going to be a great, fantastic movie. You know, even Let the Right One In. They shouldn't have made an American version of that.
That was a Hammer movie, though.
It was, but they shouldn't have made the Swedish version. Is going to go down as one of the greatest vampire flicks ever.
It's a weird example because there's things about both of them that I liked. Now, I will definitely lean more towards Let the Right One In.
Yeah.
It's way better. Yeah. Way better. But there are a couple things that I liked in the other one, too.
Yeah.
Mostly just little details. I definitely didn't care for the girl that played the vampire. I mean, if you read the book, you know that she is not really a girl.
Right.
So they definitely picked an actress in the Swedish version that was a little bit more androgynous looking.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, could be a girl, could be a boy.
Casted perfectly.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, there were a couple really cool shots and things in Let Me In. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it at all. But what sits on my shelf is that one.
It was unnecessary, though, is my point.
You know, Let the Right One In is better. But above all, the book is better than all of that. And, you know, and even in one of the other little short story books, there's an epilogue in one of his other books with those two characters. And
see, again,
the book is better. The book's got so many more details
about
opinions,
what happened. Yeah, you know, it's just all on, you know, what you like. I mean, everybody's got their varying opinions on movies and what they like, and you know,
exactly,
it's,
you know,
it's all okay. It's just
Exactly.
take what I have to say as a grain of thought, a grain of salt,
Food for thought.
and hopefully you were entertained with me at least just ripping on it. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah,
you know, I'm just fed up, and
I had a wasted afternoon today. I could have
Yeah.
watched something else.
So there you go, you guys. Suspiria 2018, remakes, reboots, reimaginings, whatever.
Forgettable.
Down the toilet, flush it away. We're gonna see you later, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.